6 3-minute round cruiserweight contest. Lucas Roehrig making his debut this evening against the experienced Joel McIntyre.
Lucas looks in shape. Last time I saw him, had a little bit of baby fat on him, but he looks in incredible shape, I must say.
Well, this is a big moment for this young man. Former GB star, now turned professional. Training managed by George Groves. George has high praise for him, spoke to him yesterday about Roehrig and how good he is, how far he thinks he can go. And he seems to have high hopes for him.
Yep, Lucas has come behind a lovely, meaningful jab. He's going downstairs, going upstairs. I think he's going to try and loop one over the top. Loop, and he got caught with that right hand. Just as I was saying it, he was tagging him downstairs and then came upstairs and caught Joel with a lovely right hand.
Yeah, McIntyre been around a long time, carrying that left hand down by his waist, and he's got to be careful of that because Roehrig really does pack a punch with that right hand. He's been going around the gyms, sparring the best cruiserweights, not just in the country, but in the world, and he's picked up a lot of experience, and that experience is showing here, Dan. Yep. He's working well behind the jab, showing good, maturity, good patience, and just trying to line up that right hand, which looks a dangerous shot.
Yes, it does. Them jabs, he's going upstairs, he's going downstairs, he's going to the chest, and those shots there, just despiteful as being hit with a hard jab upstairs. It's lovely to watch. You can hear George Groves in the corner, he's telling him keep touching him up, so he's looking for something upstairs, and he does land upstairs twice with that right hand.
Yeah, big shots going in. You can feel that as it's above us. You can feel the power there. Slamming into the body, slamming into the head, and this could be a tough night for Joel McIntyre, who's been around a long time, been in with some great fighters, but he may be in with a future star here, Dan, because what a start from Roehrig.
Look, listen, both these fighters are just above us, and I'm wincing as Lucas is landing these right hands over the top on Joel. But big shout out to both of them, man. For Joel to take a prospect with such high hopes, and for Lucas to take a fight against such an experienced fighter.
Big body shot went in there as well from Roehrig. He feinted it over the top, whipped it underneath, showing great variety here in the opening round, Roehrig. Yeah, McIntyre picked up a bad cut over the left eye as well now. Things going wrong here in the opening round for McIntyre.
Wow. What a lovely round from Lucas.
Yeah, really bad cut, and I need to get a look at that from McIntyre. We can see it right above the eye, and that's not in a good place there, Dan. Really not, and he looks disheartened, doesn't he? Sitting in that corner. Yeah. What a start from Lucas.
That was a horrid first round for him. I can only imagine how he feels. But this is what I'm saying, in boxing, you're always learning. You're not the same person that you was yesterday, let alone a couple months. I sparred Lucas ages ago, and he was more on his toes. Do you know what I mean? But now, watching him now, he's setting his feet, stamping them shots, and I'm really impressed, man.
Yeah, as we saw in the replays there, really slamming those right hands in, and I'll tell you what, Joel McIntyre has got a tough night against this young debutant, Lucas Roehrig, who started brilliantly in that opening round. Now, can he build on that? Finding the range with a jab so well, setting up, touching downstairs, upstairs, creating the openings for the big right hand, and one just went in again there.
Yeah, lovely triple jab to open the round from Lucas. Oh, landed a lovely left hook right hand, and again.
I tell you what, this is becoming a painful night for McIntyre, and he's giving it a go.
Back. McIntyre, one thing about him, he ain't a bottle job. He's gonna go out on his shield if he has to. And I'm sorry to, start speaking that rhetoric already, but it's looking one way.
Yeah, it really is. A big right hand just slammed in again there on McIntyre. You can only take so much of that. The eye bleeding badly as well. And what a start from Roehrig, who's showing great patience, great shot selection. Right hand goes in again there. This is a brilliant start from Roehrig.
Roehrig is really dominating. Lovely
massive body shot. Massive body shot went in there.
Joel felt that was right up the solar plexus, and those are worse than going around the ribs. Right up the solar plexus. He's really displaying accuracy, power, speed, ring IQ. He's showing a lot, and we're only in the second round, Spence.
I got to tell you, Dan, I thought this was an ambitious gamble really from Roehrig and the team, George Groves, to say, listen, McIntyre knows his way around the ring, mate. He's a tough kid, this one. But what a performance so far from Roehrig. All the rumours are certainly true. This kid can really fight, and showing great maturity for a young man, landing some big shots. And McIntyre having to bite down on his gum shield here as early as the second round.
Yeah, you got to remember, like, people like George Groves, they've been around for, they've definitely been there, done that, world champion, so they've got a lot of experience, and I don't even think someone like George Groves will touch a boxer who he doesn't think is going to be a world champion. So, looking at the opponent they picked, I knew, they're very confident in their fighter. But as I'm talking, Lucas just landed a lovely 1-2, and he's really displaying power, strength, showing the whole lot. I'm really impressed.
I've got to tell you, that cut is worsening as well, mate. That's a really bad cut for McIntyre, and that is a big problem as the blood flows down into the eye, and Roehrig targets that again, lands a right hand flush on that.
And you got to remember, Joel McIntyre just came off of a one-round KO win in his last fight. So, he's not someone who's just come off a few losses. He had a good win in his last fight. So I'm sure he's came into this fight just as confident as Lucas did.
Let's take a look at some of the action in that second round, and that's the story of this contest so far. Roehrig finding the range with a jab and then getting through with those right hands, targeting that eye and landing with frequency on that as well. Brilliant stuff there from Lucas Roehrig, and Joe McIntyre soaking it up, showing us what a tough customer he is, and he's got to, really bite down on his gum shield here, Dan, and show a lot of character, hasn't he?
Yes, for sure. We're going into the third round. He's got 4 more rounds to go, and he's got a bad cut. He's getting hit to the body. He's getting hit up top.
Seconds out.
It's really up against. He's up against it, ain't he, Spence?
Yeah, he really is. He really is. He seems disheartened in that corner. The first 2 rounds have been an absolute nightmare for McIntyre. Good body shots from Roehrig as well. He's finding the shots.
Right hand. And he's mixing it up. He's throwing uppercuts, jabs, combinations. He's doing the whole lot. And again, remember who he's in there with. He's in there with a former English champion who was competing at his best with the likes of Miles Shinkwin, Hosea Burton. This isn't someone that we've just got from Europe. This is an accomplished fighter that he's making his debut against. So
I'm not going to lie, mate, I thought it was a very ambitious thing to get McIntyre in, and he's landing on the right hand again. And I'll tell you something, McIntyre is feeling this now as he slumps on the ropes, and I think the fight is getting knocked out of him. The body shots are taking his toll as well. The eye bleeding heavily, and Roehrig maybe moments away from victory here.
Yes, he's landing at will. He's picking good shots as well. And what's making it worse for Joel is he's not fighting like a journeyman. He's actually he's getting caught with shots and maybe trying to survive, but he's still attacking, and that's what's leaving him open for the shots that Lucas is throwing. Lovely 1-2, and then a left hook to the body from Lucas.
This is a systematic beating that Roehrig is putting on McIntyre at the moment. It's punishing, and the referee has got to be taking a closer look at this, because McIntyre is on the end. A lot of heavy punishment. That eye now bleeding badly,
and he's
affecting his vision, and that could be a big problem, Dan.
And he's not throwing often, like. But again, Lucas still needs to be focused, because look at that shot that Joel just landed. Left hook. You got to stay concentrated. Even though again he landed that left hook.
Yeah, but the eye bleeding really, really bad now, Dan, and that'll be affecting his vision. That's a big problem as Roehrig slams in another right hand. McIntyre in the corner, and I'm not sure how much fight is actually left in him now. He's having problems with that eye, I know that. He's dabbing away. He lands a big right hand and he needed it, but Roehrig shakes it off. Body shot goes in.
Oh, body shot from Joel. Looked like Lucas felt that.
Oh, big right hand again
from Lucas again. Yeah, McIntyre's a warrior. He's taken some shots, and a lot of them clean as well.
Yeah, showing a lot of character. Joel McIntyre, we know he's tough, and he's showing it, and he's having to use every bit of that toughness in there right now. Another round in the bank for Lucas Roehrig, and this is how the third round went. Right hands over the top. Let's take a look from another angle. There, McIntyre just misses with the right hand, but the majority of the work was done by Roehrig.
It's been stopped, Spence.
Yeah, and I'm glad, Dan, in a way, I'm glad that it has been stopped. It was a bad cut. McIntyre was taking some heavy punishment. What a debut by Lucas Roehrig. Remember the name, we're going to remember this kid, Cruiserweight, and he is going to make a huge impact. What a performance.
That was a brilliant performance, and you did say it, you did predict it. You said you don't think the next two go the full distance, and we're in the first one and it didn't go the distance, so well done, Spence.
No problem, mate. One down, one to go, Dan. Yeah, great performance, great debut there from Roehrig, with a lot of pressure on his shoulders, high expectations from him. There's been big talk. He was on TalkSport earlier on in this week talking about his debut and what he was going to do. George Groves has high praise for him, said this kid is going all the way. We're not talking British, we're not talking Commonwealth, we're not talking European, we're talking world titles. And on that performance, this young man is definitely one to keep your eye on.
I'm in 100% agreement with you, Spence. That was an excellent debut, and it's one that will definitely have people talking, and that's what you want to do when you're making your debut. You want to get in there, put on a performance that people are going to, talk about. So well done to Lucas on the performance, and well done for Joel McIntyre. Credit to him, he's a warrior. He took some shots and it lasted as long as it did.
Ladies and gentlemen, after 3 completed rounds, the red corner was in no position to continue. Therefore, your winner by TKO, Lucas Roehrig.
that performance. Over to you, Melissa.
Lucas Roehrig, what a debut. I don't think anyone could ask for a better one. How are you feeling?
I'm feeling great, I'm feeling amazing. Just like to say thank you for everyone who came out to support me. I love you guys so much, and I appreciate all the support.
Having that level of support is absolutely unbelievable. You have such support around you, trained, coached, managed by George Groves himself and Josh Burnham. These people are, you know, people who've been in the game for such a long time, veterans of the sport. How does it feel to have that?
It feels amazing. I have a great belief, everyone has a belief in me, you know, to go out and have my debut against a former English champion. And it just shows, and credit to my coach George. We've been working in the gym so hard, and I just got to say a big thank you to my trainer, George Groves, and Sophie Groves for helping me so much. And it's just the start of the journey.
A beautiful start to the journey. As you say, Joel McIntyre, you know, former English champion, another person who's so experienced. Not many people would take on that competition in their debut. A quick word from George. How do you feel seeing Lucas's performance?
I'm super proud of Lucas. He went out and did exactly what I asked him to do. He's an incredible talent, but he works so hard. He doesn't take nothing for granted, and he has that desire to get to the very top, and that's what we're going to do. There's a lot of people went, you sure, Joel McIntyre, your first fight? You know, they'd say, he's a tough man. He hits hard. You know, he hits a lot harder than his record, his game. You know, Lucas got in his new bathroom scales at home because he came in a little light today, and he gave a little bit of weight away, but it wasn't evident because a punch-perfect performance, in my opinion. Massive statement made now. There's a lot of good fighters in his division. There's Alois, there's Pat Brown's just turned over, there's Elliot El Massi, he's already beaten him as an amateur. So there's so many exciting fights to come in the very near future. But this man is the main man. Everyone better get behind him, and everyone here is fortunate to say they were at the first step of the journey to the top.
I definitely feel very fortunate. That jab just could not miss, and you hit the right hand so well. You're touted as the next big thing. We feel very privileged to have you on the show. A quick word from John Trethery, the promoter. How do you feel having Lucas here tonight?
Wow, that's all I can say. I rang up George, I said, right, we got an opponent. Initially he was like, John, I don't want a journeyman, I don't want no easy fight, let's go straight in. We come across Joel McIntyre, I thought, George is going to tell me where to go. I rang him up and he was like, yeah, we'll have the fight. And anybody I know in the sport, George was like, he must be mad, John, or you've tricked him. Fair play to him, he's clearly in safe hands, he knows what he's doing, because that kind of person to beat on a debut, you wouldn't get people taking fights like that on a Frank Ron already heard show on the first fight. So well done to you. We're proud to have your debut on our show, and I look forward to you being a world champion in the future, hopefully, Lucas. Brilliant, mate, well done.
And we'd very much like to thank all the guys, TM40, Nielsen's Boxing, for having us on, and the support, and helping. I'm the one nervous tonight. This is my first corner. I've only just passed my trainer's course. But Josh Burnham in the corner as well, guiding me along. Great to be part of this show. Many more to come. I can't wait.
Yeah, absolutely. Huge future ahead of you. A quick word from Dennis Hobson as well. Obviously, FightZone, your platform. How does it feel having the likes of Lucas Roehrig here tonight?
I think just to reiterate what George and John just said about this kid is a class act. The belief he must have in this kid to put him in with such an experienced kid speaks volumes. And it's a privilege to see such a class act on his debut. And all I'd say is just watch this space. They're going on a fantastic journey. And congratulations.
Last word from you, Lucas. Anything you want to say to your fans here tonight, or just generally?
Yeah, I'd like to say a big thank you for Nelson Boxing for having me and George on, and thank you for